This is your Autodesk Inventor video tutorial number 2. So we've already made one sample part. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our Inventor again, find your orange eye, okay, double click Inventor so it opens. Remember to be patient while it opens. If it takes a couple minutes, don't click a bunch of other stuff. When this pop-up window, this welcome window pops up, go ahead and just close it. What we're going to do is we're going to open our previous sample part. So instead of going to new, we're going to go to open. Now we didn't save it on our desktop, we saved it in our user drive. So go to your user drive and find your sample part. Your sample part will have an orange cube because that's the symbol for an Autodesk IPT part file. So find your sample part 1 and open it up. Now here's our sample part. So if you notice, we're not in sketch mode because we're in our 3D modeling toolbar and we don't have a sketch toolbar. If I wanted to go back into this sketch and make changes, I would come over to my browser, double click on sketch 1, and I could make some changes to this sketch if I wanted to, make my pentagon a little bigger, or stretch my lightning bolt down, or if I wanted to maybe delete this circle, I could delete this circle. I would right click and delete. We're just going to leave it the same for now. So that's how you get back into a sketch that you've already been working on. So we're going to click Finish Sketch. And now we're out of sketch mode. Notice how our view of this part is on a slanted axis. So if I go to my view cube, I'm viewing it from this corner in between the front view and the right view. So I can click on my view cube and view it from the front. I'm going to zoom it in. Do you remember how to zoom in? Use the little rolling ball on your mouse, that red rolling ball. Pull it towards you to zoom in. Now you can click on the view cube and just pull the view cube around to turn your view. So I can see it a little bit better. And we're going to learn a few new tools today. The first new tool we want to learn how to use is our extrude tool. Our extrude tool, if you look at it, creates a feature or a body by adding depth. This is how we make a 2D sketch 3D. So I'm going to click on extrude, and let's extrude these, not a whole inch, let's extrude them a half an inch, so 0.5. So let's type 0.5 in the distance, and we're going to extrude based on the profile. So I'm going to click on my lightning bolt, and I'm going to extrude my lightning bolt half an inch. Let's extrude all of these shapes half an inch and see what happens when we click on all of these shapes and extrude them half an inch. So I've clicked on them all. You can see how they've kind of changed colors. Cool. Let's take my view cube back to the home screen. So click on the little house right there. And let's save our work. So let's go to the eye, go to Save As. Make sure we're in the user drive. Let's call it Sample Part 1 Extruded. Okay, so we extruded this, and let's save that. Now after you extrude a part, you'll notice over here on your browser that it's called an extrusion. See the plus sign next to that extrusion? Click on that plus sign and it'll show you sketch 1. So technically, we could still get back into our sketch and make some changes if we needed to. But when we're done with our sketch and we click Finish Sketch, it's going to take us back to our extrusion. So that's something really important to remember. Now up at the top, if you notice, we have this color wheel here. This displays the appearance browser. So we can pick different colors. We have generic, which is just this gray color that we have. We can change it to gold. So our parts will turn gold. We can change it to a lot of different things. And you guys can play with this. We have wood. So if we want to see what our products are going to look like as wood, maple's a really dark wood. Let's look at cherry. Cherry wood's a nice pretty color. So you can see kind of how your parts will look if you make them out of wood. We can different colors and textures. So I could give them all this blue face. You should be able to get this dark green color to apply to those faces. So if I want to actually change the color of one of these faces to, let's say, green, I would click on the face, and if you want to hold the control button on your keyboard, click the control button and you can choose more than one face at a time. Okay, so I could choose like the front of all of these shapes, and I could right click on the green and add it to the assigned selection. So now they're all turning green. So if I kind of pull my view cube around, I can see that all of my shapes turn green because I used my control button on my keyboard to click on all of my faces at the same time. And when I get this outline and select it all at the same time, then I can come over here to whatever color I want it to be. Oh, let's make them pink now. We can right click on magenta and they're all going to turn magenta. Ooh, we missed that little green section. So let's fix him. Let's turn that little green section magenta. There he goes. Okay, now that everything's magenta, let's go ahead and, oh, we missed a couple more faces. Whenever you miss these faces, you can just add the magenta color, to those faces. Sometimes it might miss a couple faces, but it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and add it. Okay, so let's do, oh wait, we already did File Save As. So remember, after we do File Save As, we just have to click the disk. So click the disk up here in the top to save it, and let's print this out. Let's print out this extrusion. So go to I, print, 4250, right? Make sure you pick 4250, and print your work. All right, that's sample number 2. Good job, guys.